One of the most disturbing elements of the Prohibition War is how it's made police the enemy of otherwise law-abiding cannabis consumers. Fortunately, one group of police officers knows the futility of prohibition and reaches out to educate the community and current law enforcement. Today, the Russ Belville Show visits with another speaker from Law Enforcement Against Prohibition with one clear message: cops say legalize drugs.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, every other Thursday we visit with another great LEAP speaker, and today we've got James Gierach joining us back here on the show. He's a former assistant state's attorney in Cook County, Illinois. James, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
Well, great, Russ, and it's good to be with you.
Glad to have you here. You know, I wanted to open up with our drug czar. He recently was in the news, again, saying that he doesn't support the legalization of marijuana. And since this is written into his job description that he must oppose any attempt at legalization, how are we going to get around that?
Well, we've got one drug czar after another in America who has supported the war on drugs. So I don't suppose we should expect a whole lot more from Gil Trolikowski. But the people themselves are speaking up in states where we have marijuana referendums, and in some state legislatures like Illinois just yesterday, that for the first time the House passed the medical marijuana bill. Now we see progress. So the people are ahead of the politicians, they're ahead of the drug czar, and change is coming, though not as fast as enlightened people would like.
Yes, we were really excited to hear about that passage in Illinois from one, I believe it was the Senate, and moving on to the House. Do you have any insight on how that's going to fare, getting past the governor and becoming law?
Well, I believe that this will pass, and I believe that Illinois will be the 19th medical marijuana state. Julie Falco was an MS patient who held a press conference the day before. Let's see, what's today? Thursday. So on Tuesday they held a press conference, and 250 doctors in Illinois had signed and said that marijuana is medicine. And then this girl, Julie Falco, who has MS, was at the podium, and she at one time was going to take her life because she had tried so many different medicines unsuccessfully. And just nothing worked, and it cost a fortune. And I've been on the stage with her many times at colleges and universities. And one time what she did is she came in with this duffel bag. It was like a carpet bag. And she turns the thing upside down, and all these drugs fall out, prescription drugs, and needles, and she'd hold one up after another and say these injections cost $200 a week, and the amount, the cost, it doesn't work. And so she was really so hopeless about getting on with her life, and the pain was so bad, and the spasticity that's caused by MS. And she was going to take her life. And then someone said, well, why don't you try marijuana? So she baked it into brownies, and she nibbled on a brownie, and for the first time in her life, got relief. She developed the MS. She learned of it in high school, and she's a young, attractive girl, so she makes a great spokesman. She's not interested in getting high. She's interested in helping her condition. So anyway, that was effective, and then we had Richard Mell, who's a powerful alderman in the city of Chicago. His daughter had double mastectomies performed, and now she's having problems with pain, and she's a state legislator, and she stood up and told her story of how she's taking this pain pill on a daily basis just to exist, and something that would work better, marijuana, she wasn't able to do. And according to the newspaper reports, you could hear a pin drop in the Illinois General Assembly, and she gave a very powerful speech. It took 60 votes to pass medical marijuana through the Illinois House. For years, the Senate has been passing medical marijuana laws, but then it gets to the House side and it's failed. Yesterday, they successfully had 61 votes in favor of medical marijuana in the Illinois House. It will now almost certainly pass the Senate, and I think the governor will sign it. So finally, great progress in the second Midwestern state to approve medical marijuana.
That is really great news. And another news story that we were following through Illinois, specifically Chicago, for a while there, the aldermen were talking about a